Welcome and hello everyone to Peanuts High Council's very first official, unofficial podcast. Today I am here with the whole council and we will be breaking down the first episode for Mandalorian Season 2. I am here with Jordan, Backpack, Steph, and Caitlin. Let's just get right into it.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, so okay. Explain who you are.
Okay, who's starting?
You go, mate.
Okay, I'll just go.
Okay.
Okay. I'm Peanut, aka Daisy Jedi Ridley, Jedi Master.
I am Backpack. They call me King Backpack II on Twitter. I'm a Jedi Knight for Peanuts High Council. And yeah, we're here to talk about some Mando.
My name's Steph. My Twitter handle is @RidleyJames with 3 S's. And I'm a Jedi Knight. And welcome to the podcast.
Who's next?
Okay.
I didn't want to speak just in case like somebody else speaks at the same time.
Yeah, same.
Right, I'll
Okay, we should have decided an order before this.
Right,
Can I
I'm
be
Jordan.
edited or... Yeah.
What? I'm now trying to introduce myself and I'm being interrupted.
Oh, do it.
Right.
Do it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan. You'll know me as Jordan Skywalker on Twitter at SWFanJordan. I am a Jedi Master, hopeless Daisy Ridley simp, and I hope you enjoy what's coming on the podcast.
Nice.
Hello, my name's Caitlin. I'm at Caitlin Kenobi on Twitter, and I'm a Jedi Knight.
Right. Okay, so there, everyone has been introduced. I just want to really quickly give a shout out to our technician, our temple guard, Jack, who has been amazing throughout all of this. He's helped us so much. So we love Jack. He's amazing. And also, we just want to shout out, we want to shout out everyone who came to our first watch party for episode 1. It was a success. And I mean, I think everybody else can agree with me that we had an amazing, amazing time. And we can't wait.
Very fun.
Yeah, we can't wait for next week. And before we jump right into it, because I talk a lot, I just want to give out a spoiler warning to anyone who hasn't seen the episode yet. We will be breaking down the whole episode, so please go check it out before you listen. All right,
yes.
So let's go into it. Initial reactions.
Very good, actually. I thought it was a really good episode. I was quite surprised on how like good it started off.
But the tempo was really good.
It
was slow, didn't it?
Consistent.
I feel like it really upped the stakes from the last season. I feel like the other one started off quite slow, but this was like go from the start. Like even the recap made me really excited to watch it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. It was kind of just exciting.
The pacing was something in the first sort of 10 minutes that I was a bit sort of off about. I didn't know what to think, but as it went further on, it sort of just blended. It all sort of went in on itself. And I think the more I think about it, the more I think this is definitely one of the better episodes we've seen of this show so far.
Yeah, when you compare
it was quality
as well, like, compare the contrast in the beginning episode and the first episode of this one, it's a big jump. Obviously you have to introduce the characters, but obviously it's a big significant improvement in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, it really feels, compared to season 1's premiere, it really feels like it's its own show. It has some sort of personality now, if that makes sense. And it really felt like a first episode. It really felt like a premiere. That's what I will say. When it
was a really good start. Like it just was a good start, and the fact that we still don't know what planet they were on at the start. I think it was Coruscant, but that's just a theory. And then there was obviously there's even more world building to Tatooine, which we didn't think we'd have. There's an extra little village that we've never even, I don't think we've seen in the movies before, that they've just added into that Tatooine. So there's just even more like world building and stuff going on. It was just a really good episode as a whole, I thought.
It didn't feel like it was just cooling to it to get like the old fans into it. It was actually adding to it. It wasn't just like, oh look, here's Tatooine again. It was really building on it, I think.
Yeah,
it was giving more depth to the planet as a whole.
Did anyone see that coming that they were gonna go back to Tatooine like so soon?
Yeah, I knew they'll go back to
It's
Tatooine.
kind of-
I
Obviously,
knew,
they
I
can't
didn't
stay
think
away
it'd
from
be,
it.
I didn't think it'd be first episode soon, but I definitely thought it was going to be earlier on.
Yeah, it was
right.
kind of obviously we saw in the trailer that they were going to be in Tatooine regardless because we saw a bantha and we just know what that means.
Yeah.
But like I like the fact that they didn't go to Tatooine and just put us in like the same old places like the Mos Eisley Cantina and like where like near Luke lived and stuff like that. Like, they literally gave us like a
Yeah.
whole new town and gave it a whole
Yeah.
new story and a whole like
Yeah.
backstory to why what's going on there is going on. Really, I just liked it. It was just fresh.
Yeah.
It felt new.
Hmm.
No, definitely. Yeah, it gave us a more universal look on the galaxy. It doesn't really, it's not. It really jumps out of the Skywalker saga, if that makes sense. We're so used to seeing
Yeah.
Tatooine, like such a small part of it, and it really shows.
Yeah.
When she showed the whole map as well, that hologram of the map. That there's a lot more to these planets than just the Skywalker saga. So it's a
Yeah.
really great way.
We also see though how little stuff actually changed. Like R5 is still knocking about with that technician woman, the engineer woman. I don't know what her name is. I always forget.
Yeah.
The same pit droids from the Phantom Menace are still sat there fixing up Mando's ship and stuff. Like not a lot changes on Tatooine, I guess. Like, I mean, we see the same stuff
Definitely.
obviously from like Attack of the Clones to A New Hope. Like the hut's the exact same. Like, everything just nothing changes. So it was nice to see. Still, stuff hasn't changed. We see the same droids or whatever, but also just give a completely new like side to Tatooine and like new people,
Yeah.
and showing that
Yeah.
it's not just all terrible people that live there.
See, that's what I love about it though. Like, even though technology's advanced and the cinematography has been amazing, by the way, with the new technology that they're using, it
Oh yeah,
still
it looks
gives
beautiful.
us that vibe, that same vibe from A New Hope. With Tatooine,
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
Western. I
Yeah,
love the Western, airiness of it.
it did feel like just a western. It really did. The first episode, I
did.
thought,
Mhm.
okay,
And yeah, 'cause
so
you had those parallels. You had that scene that looked like it was going to turn into one of those standoffs that you see in those old classic Western movies.
yeah, then it's
Oh,
disrupted by a
definitely.
big ass monster in the background. Like it just
Yeah.
felt like
This
a
isn't a
Yeah.
good western.
This is a space movie.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Like,
he was.
and the thing is, that new character was very interesting, and I actually want to know what you guys thought about him.
Yeah, the
I knew,
Marshal. I mean, the episode.
yeah,
Wait, it wasn't the episode named after him.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Marshal. Yep.
I'm correct. Yeah.
Absolutely loved him.
I
I
did.
mean,
Yeah, he
initial
was, for me,
reaction.
the highlight of the episode.
He's becoming a
Love
fan
that.
favorite very quickly.
Yeah,
I mean, I
a
don't
lot
know.
of Sims.
Already.
My feed, it's all about him. He's been trending this morning as well.
I saw a
Right. I think
comparison.
it's a well-written character.
Yeah, I saw a comparison saying that he looks like when Obi-Wan was wearing the Mandalorian armor in the Clone Wars arc, and I can't
Oh
stop
my
thinking about it.
god.
Ah, he
I saw
does. It's
that.
the hair.
Ah.
I actually can't stop thinking about it because it actually is just so true.
Definitely.
Like they both just have the same haircut. They both have a beard. They wear Mandalorian armor. They just don't like it. It just did look similar. Like it just was quite
Backpack.
cool, and I like the character as a
Nostalgia.
whole.
Nostalgia
It
hit you real
is.
fast there.
It's nostalgia. It was as soon as I saw the tweet, I was like, "Wow!" I was like, "He actually
missing-
really does look like him."
You were missing Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, who doesn't miss Obi-Wan, man?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, but yeah, the big elephant in the room, Boba Fett and his armor. Initial reactions. What we thinking?
I lost my
I
shit.
thought I was gonna really hate it, but like I heard
Yeah.
loads of rumors that he was gonna come back, and I thought, oh, it's just gonna turn into like Skywalker saga again. But I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he turned
Yeah,
around, I lost my mind.
I will be
Oh
honest.
no way!
Here it comes. I will be honest. I don't hate it. I still need, for me at least, I still need justification as to why he had to be there, why he has to be in this show. Because
Yeah.
I do remember a quote that said that this was going to be completely separate, the Skywalker saga. It was going to be its own thing. It can't be that if they keep bringing all these characters in without 100% guarantee that they are required.
Yeah.
I've got a theory of why he's in. I have a thing. I just realized I've not even shared this yet. But if you think about it, Boba Fett has been there, and he has existed throughout pretty much the entire Skywalker saga, like up to this point. So he was at the Battle of Geonosis. He saw all the Jedi. He knows about the Purge. He knows about Order 66. He saw the Luke, the Emperor, Darth Vader. He's seen everything. And if Mando wants to return the child back to his own kind, which is obviously the Jedi, Boba Fett is literally the number one Mandalorian in the galaxy to know about the Jedi.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That it could actually be Boba Fett that helps him.
So Boba Fett,
Mr. Conspiracy Theorist.
Mate, honestly, I was thinking about this earlier, and I thought that's huge. If you just think about how long Boba Fett has been in the galaxy, though, he's literally been alive or witnessed all the events of episode 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to up to this point.
My boy Boba needs to make a link to the sequels to finish it off. He might as well, you know.
I reckon he'll be wanting his armor back. And like something will come up in conversation where he talks about, I don't know, like, oh, I got killed by blah blah blah. Like he was something will come up about Luke or whatever. Like he'll mention Luke or how he lost his armor or whatever, and it will be a link to the Jedi, and then it will go from there. I think. Anyway.
I
Boba
really
Fett is
want
literally the number one Mando when it comes to knowing about Jedi.
I mean, I want Boba to talk about the events of Return of the Jedi. You know, just a reference to him falling because of Han Solo. I mean, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, because he literally died by accident.
How was that? That was the lowest point in your life.
How did it go? Do you feel alright when you fell?
Cannot
What's going on with your
any
face?
Worse.
The thing is, he does look beaten up. He does. He really does look beaten up. So I really am interested.
I reckon that's a result of, you know, we saw that the crate dragon spitting out the acid. I reckon that's probably a result of that.
Oh, do you think?
Makes sense. Yeah, it's just scarring. It's scarring.
You notice the armor as well. That looked all charred and sort of like burnt away.
A headshot wound.
Yeah, even he said, even the Marshal said afterwards, didn't he? He goes, you tell your people that it wasn't me who broke the armor. It came that way.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's what that was getting at.
Yeah, you know. So honestly, I know we probably haven't even thought about this, but it does open up a lot of stuff for the next episode, and I'm quite excited for it, to be honest. It's gonna be huge.
This is what I'm not sure about. So does he stay on Tatooine? Does he leave now?
Who, Mando?
Yeah, Mando. Yeah, and the child.
I don't know. He's just going to continue his search for Mandalorians. That will be what he does.
Because he'll probably
That's his whole point.
Mandalorian being on Tatooine as the person he came across the Marshal instead of actually being Boba Fett. So he'll have
Yeah.
So
no,
it's
definitely.
Yeah, we know from the trailer that is his task. All he wants to do is return the child to the Jedi because he knows his power and he knows that he's not going to be the person to train him how to use it. So it's this whole objective, this whole journey is just get him somebody that will teach him, get him a learner, get him a carer. I know he already is his carer, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Let's quickly talk about that actually, because we've obviously briefly talked about it, but the return of Mando and the child, you know, obviously we haven't seen much from the child in this episode. He was just, cute, didn't have much to do.
Yeah, he just is cute in it.
He's just living his best life.
They honestly look like they've grown like together so much, like a relationship wise.
I mean, you see that in the shot where the child just sort of retracts himself in his little cocoon and just shuts off. Like, if Mandalorian attacks those guys,
exactly. And he's
clearly seen enough of this now.
Exactly, and Mando even goes, doesn't he, in that cantina? They're like, "Do you want to do it in front of the child?" And he goes, "He's seen worse." Like Mando's gone on journeys with him, and it's just like their dynamic is just so good. I like it.
Oh, it's amazing. Talking on the Mandalorian and the child, that first shot of them walking out the shadows, that's amazing.
That was
we saw that in the trailer, which also we should add, we've literally already seen about 75% of that trailer, so that makes this 10 times better.
Yeah, it just makes everything more. I know
Yeah.
everyone says when the trailer come out, everyone's a bit disappointed, like, oh, we didn't see anything, but it's kind of like good that we didn't see anything. Now,
Yeah.
now the show's
I
actually
I was one of the people that after a while I just didn't want a trailer at all. Just
Yeah.
let it go.
Yeah, for
Fair enough.
surprise. And the promotion of it all has been very different from first season.
Oh,
I
Like
don't remember.
drastically different.
I,
Huge.
I've
It
got
was
to be
huge.
honest, I hadn't kept up with it. But obviously, you look at the difference. The first season they had to keep the child under wraps. This season they didn't. Like they didn't. The child was such an integral part of season one, and they couldn't show that. So the marketing was obviously tight.
Yeah.
With this, you've obviously got that selling factor of, oh, the child's back. Oh, the Mandalorian's back, and you've seen him. You know how badass he is.
Yeah,
Like
they didn't show us any characters.
when you see Cara and Grief in the trailer, you're not seeing two random people. You're seeing characters that you've spent a whole season with.
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah.
We saw a sneak peek of Sasha Banks, who obviously I think is going to be Sabine, but I think that might be well known knowledge. I think the only person she can be is Sabine.
I'm
I
still
like,
who else is she? Who else is she like?
It's just Ex-Inquisitor. I still think Ex-Inquisitor. My money's on that. I think that would be so cool.
The Inquisitor from Rebels.
No, not necessarily that one, but just a Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
Oh, okay.
Because maybe is she stopping him from is she trying to stop him on his goal to reunite the Baby Yoda with the Jedi?
Interesting. I think she's going to be Sabine.
And just the Sabine reference, as we saw in the very first scene of when we see the child and Mando walking out along in what you described looked like Coruscant, but I also thought it could possibly be Lothal. And there was
actually,
possibly it could be a homage to Sabine, even though it wasn't the same colour. She tends to go with more orange and pink colours. It could still possibly be Sabine. I'm just theorising. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it really could be a really huge Sabine reference, like just slapping us in the face, but people aren't picking it up because there was just so much graffiti around the city that they start off.
If it is, I'm not going to lie, she must have been pretty bored because that's a lot of graffiti.
No, facts. We got, I think I saw a few photos on, of everybody that's in. There's a lot of characters that have been graffiti. Like, there's Chewbacca, there was Vader, there was C-3PO. There was a lot. I've seen it all on Twitter, but I feel like it could be Lothal because I had a theory that one of the planets from the trailer that Mando went over was Lothal.
Yeah, I mean, right, let's quickly, in the last 10 minutes of this, go like over the actual, what do you call it? References, things like Death Star, the Great Dragon.
My favorite reference from the whole show was seeing the Marshal ride on Anakin's pod racer. Oh my God, I got hyped. That was beautiful. The prequel baby in me just wanted to get up and scream. I was just, oh man, I was so happy. I just seen it. I said, is that Anakin's pod racer? Is it? Is it? And then I seen it on Twitter, like everyone else said, like it definitely is.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool to see, and it adds on my point from earlier. Tatooine has not changed.
Oh,
no, it's the same stuff from the Phantom Menace. It's still lingering about. Bloody 6 episodes later, 6 films later, it's like
because they do mention that he sells the pod racer for parts. I feel like in the Phantom Menace or in one of the books or novels or something that they do sell it for scrap. So there's a huge possibility it's Anakin's, and they wouldn't make it look like Anakin's for no reason. I feel.
Yeah. It's crazy how much stuff's still lingering about because them pit droids are the exact same as well. Because do you remember the Jar Jar scene from the Phantom Menace where she hits, where she starts playing around with one of them?
Oh yeah. You have to hit on the head.
Yeah, it's the same one. So it's like it's really cool the amount of little callbacks that we actually got in this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, can we quickly talk about how the score was amazing in this episode?
Oh God.
From cinematography to score, it felt really cinematic. I really loved that shot of when the sand people, they were all lining up in one line, coming into the town.
Yeah.
And it was just so epic. It looked
so menacing.
In the desert. It looked crazy. the latter half of the episode and what went down with the dragon, I'm pretty sure I've said this about like 500 times now, but when the aspect ratio changed, it was
Yes.
just epic
Yeah,
from start to finish.
it's such a beautiful like
Crazy.
show. Like the way it looks is insane.
Oh, it's
Like
unreal. I will argue that it's probably some of the best looking Star Wars we've had.
oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure,
Definitely, yeah.
definitely.
But I
It's
think
like with this technology Disney use now, it's insane the way we
Yeah.
actually
And
like.
you know what?
Even the Clone Wars animation season 7 looked beautiful. Like it just the way they're doing
yes,
it, like
yes.
cinematography wise, is just beautiful.
It just makes me that much more excited for the Kenobi series, knowing that they're using the same
Oh, I know.
technology.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, if Tatooine looks this good, you know, in Mandalorian, it kind of gives us a bit of a hint at what it might look like in the series.
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah.
really exciting.
It's like
I
the
really-
cinema standard for such like it's just a series, but I would be happy to go to the cinema and watch that. It was so good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Oh,
beautiful.
100%.
It's
Like,
just
I'm
the
just
way they're
happy.
improving it is actually incredible. As
Yeah.
I said, even the animation looked good. Like it's like everything just looks so good under Disney. Like the Disney Star Wars just looks beautiful. I know people have mixed opinions on it, whatever
yeah.
you want to say, but it just
But it
looks
looks, yeah.
incredible.
I was going to say, just on the final part, I mean, it's obviously quite a lengthy segment. I'm not talking about the whole part, but some parts of that fight against the Krayt Dragon, that's arguably some of the like most hype I've had, like watching Star Wars. Like the scene where Cobb and the Mandalorian both take off with the jetpacks. It was such a little moment, but I almost shouted because
It
of
was
how
so
cool it looked.
cool
Yeah,
because
was
do you
like
remember?
that
Do you remember the
that
end of?
panning shot as they're flying around the dragon.
It's because you remember
Just-
the end of season 1 when Mando first like received the jetpack. He was like, yeah, I can do this. Like I've not had no training. Even the armor, I think, told him he needs to like be trained in like how to use
Yeah.
the jetpack. And now we just see how like far he's come, and even his new armor looks like his armor just looks
Yeah, I hadn't
insane.
even thought of that.
Yeah,
It's
he looks
like-
slick.
Yeah, he looks good. Like the armor just looks so badass. It looked even better than it did last season, which is like hard to top. It was a very very just good first episode on all fronts. I think.
Thing with the dragon, it reminds me of. I remember in the Clone Wars when they're all fighting the Zilla Beast, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it reminds me of that in a way.
Yeah, because they all team up, don't they? Like they all
Yeah.
team up and to get it, and it's like I think the Chancellor's there. If I remember the episode correctly, it's like Anakin, Obi-Wan. I think Mace is even there, and then like it's just they all team up to get it, and it's very
Yeah.
similar. That's a good comparison, to be fair. And obviously, you know, the big dragon does the gobble me, swallow me business,
Yeah, I
and then
didn't-
Mando has to catch the
Don't
dub real
stop.
quick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had to get it in.
I mean, I know
I'm sorry.
you were gonna slip it. I mean, you just really quickly. You can't be on Tatooine and not have the twin suns,
Yes.
which I should say sunset. You know,
Absolutely.
and seeing that was incredible. You know, and seeing both
Seeing that shot one more time, yeah.
And it's
You know.
like, it's funny that it happens at that time because it's actually the twin sunset shot that then leads us into the episode's big reveal, which
Yeah.
is obviously
Exactly.
no Boba Fett.
When usually it's the twin sons that leave us on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it usually ends everything. The twin sons, the Luke looking in, it's a cliffhanger. What's gonna happen next? Ray looking at the twin sons. It's like this is over.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it was the ending of the episode got a lot of people hyped. Like I've seen a lot of reactions on YouTube and stuff for people genuinely going crazy when Boba turned around.
It's been a solid start, but I don't know. We should, discuss our predictions. What do you think is going to happen next?
Yeah, has anyone got
Or
any
just in
theories?
general? Because I have no clue right now whatsoever.
I think there's only really 3 possibilities what might happen in the next episode, and that could be either they go back to Navarro or wherever they were last season, and
Yeah.
it hands back to Kara and the fellow who runs the guild. It could then look at
Ruth
Boba,
Karga.
or it could look at Moff Gideon, because we've heard nothing about Moff Gideon so far.
Oh, yeah, I feel like maybe they take a step back from Mando's story and maybe they go to Moff Gideon next episode because they left on a bit of a cliffhanger, and I would not be surprised if they don't answer it straight away. Like if they don't answer the cliffhanger straight away, I would not be surprised at all.
Can you imagine this is where they just go, yeah, here's Moff Gideon for 3 episodes?
Oh, no.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I really wouldn't be, because
I wouldn't
I
be
feel
surprised,
like
and I wouldn't say no either.
it didn't set up anything really. You think the end of the episode, it set up what? Like right at the end, and they set up Boba. Yeah, but Mando was just driving out of the sunset. He could be doing what, God knows what.
Yeah.
Maybe we continue a story next episode. Maybe he goes back to the engineer woman. Maybe he goes off in a Razor Crest. Like, goes next place. But I genuinely think if he goes off in the Razor Quest, we're going to see Slave One following him right behind him.
Yeah.
Like, they're
Yeah, dang.
Boba will follow it. He's seen his arm on the back of that speeder.
This is probably thinking, what's that guy doing with my armor? He's going after him.
I'm thinking he was in the loop the whole time. I'm thinking he knew that other guy had his armor, but he's thinking, if I wear that, people know who Boba Fett is. They know him with the Empire. They know this. Vader knows this. Like,
I mean, I wonder if he even knows about what went down with the Empire.
probably don't. He's been on Tatooine the whole time. If you think about it, there's no way he's left Tatooine.
Well, no,
And if he has, fair enough.
Word travelled, so obviously they know that the Death Star was blown up, so surely Boba Fett has to know.
Yeah, he would have known that they've lost the Battle of Endor, but I don't know if he knows Vader's dead or, well, Anakin now, but...
Yeah, because it's not like there's going to be like a worldwide announcement, Vader's dead, and I doubt
Has anyone got any serious predictions though, like next episode it's going to happen?
I'm not sure. They've just left it on such a subjective interpretation of what might happen. There's so many different possibilities.
Why
you can understand that, because if we remember back to the first episode, they did the same thing. It was left on that cliffhanger, and people were speculating. Nobody had any idea what to expect coming.
Yeah, very true. I think I rewatched Mando season 1 like maybe a month ago. But yeah, they do a very, very good job at keeping you like entertained. Like, this episode's finished. I want the next one now.
When it came out in the UK, all the episodes, like when I actually got around to watching it for the first time, all the episodes were already there. This is new to me.
Same for me, yeah. Same for me, but every time I watched it, I was like, I need to watch the next one. Like, I can't go to bed right now, bro. I gotta finish this. You know how, like, for me, everybody seeing Boba Fett turn around, knowing how much people love Boba Fett, that next episode is just going to be, like,
that was a moment. That was one moment that I loved purely for seeing the reaction in the watch party as well. I just want to bring that back up because that was a really hype moment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Guys, if you're watching this video and you're not in our Discord server, link in the description. Watch parties for Mandalorian every single Friday.
Yes.
It was beautiful this week. It was beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Really, I mean, if you've made it this far into the podcast, thank you. Obviously, we're just about to wrap everything up. I'm pretty sure we've missed out on a lot because we're very excited. But yeah, I'm gonna hand it off. I'm pretty sure we've probably only discussed about 15%, if I'm honest. There was so much going on in that episode.
One thing, people think
go ahead.
that the pearl in the big monster thing was some suka. It was not. Not suka, bro. It's not. It's not suka. It's very, very special and important, and I don't know a lot about it, so I don't want to be wrong. But I have heard that you can use that to power a lightsaber.
I
mean, you guys heard it first. If it happens,
so it's not suka.
So before we wrap things up, I know we're probably pressed for time, so I'll try and rush it. I did put out a tweet on the Peanuts High Council account this morning asking to sum up your thoughts of Chapter 9 in 5 words or less. So if we're just about done, should I go through that now?
Yeah, let's go through a few of them and see what people have to say.
Right. I've got the tweet out now. The first one that's coming up is from James Dixie Stan. He said, "Amazing, everything, including the ending." Do we agree with that? Do we think that's a fair analysis?
I agree. It was a beautiful episode. For real,
Adam,
it really was.
Only Adam 2. How did they do it? Again, I think that's probably pretty fair because it looked very realistic.
Yeah. Exceeded expectations. Yeah.
Mabel has one of my favourites, at Ahsoka Wrong Jedi. She just put bloody blooming amazing, I think. That's I'm actually...
Love
Shout
that.
out to Mabel. Shout out Mabel.
Yes,
Oh,
shout out
amazing.
Mabel.
Love it.
Gabby at Sky Wars Z. The final scene, I'm screaming. I think we all were, to be fair. And
Mine's
the final
gone.
two will go with at Depa Banana. It was pretty dope. And at
Lord.
Life of the Payday, I'm so happy it's out. And I think that's a good one to end it on, because I think I'd speak for everyone here when I say we're all very happy that this show is finally here.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it's a very, very
amazing.
good time for everything Star Wars, and like we're just so happy that we have the platform that we do to make just like a happy community when it comes to all things Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I second that.
On that note, I guess yeah.
Yeah, Jordan, do you
Beautiful.
want to cap it off?
Yep, so that just about does it from our end. But what did you think of the latest episode of The Mandalorian? Feel free to subscribe to the channel, get into the comments and let us know. Follow us on Twitter and let us know, or hop into the Discord, because then you can discuss your favourite scene with the growing community that we have going on there. That's everything from me, Peanut, Backpack, Caitlin, and Steph for this week. But don't worry, we're going to be back with another Mando special for every episode as it releases. And if that isn't enough, don't worry, because we're also going to be back with a whole new podcast so that we can talk everything Star Wars. Thank you so much for listening, and we're going to see you all next week.
Woo!
Yes, sir.